Hey, all, Baruch Levy B here from Defiance Spirit. Thanks for tuning in. I want to talk to you about humor, how I use it in my personal life, but also how I use it as a logotherapist, meaning-centered, coaching, guiding people through life, healing through meaning. And it comes from the work of Viktor Frankl. But first, I'm going to tell you a joke. Now, it's not drop down, kind of funny, ha ha, but it comes from political dissident, Jewish dissidents in the Soviet Empire. And it's a famous joke that has a purpose. Be nervous when anybody qualifies their joke, but I am qualifying it because there's a method to the madness. So during the glory days of communism, Soviet President Andropov was going to be visiting Poland, and in order to impress him, the Polish communist government wanted to commission a work of art. They called it Lenin in Poland. The problem was Lenin had never been to Poland historically, and so nobody wanted to touch it because there's not a lot of humor in that world, and so they couldn't get anybody to commission to do this piece of art. Finally, they found a little old Jewish guy who said, "I'll do it." Now he hated the Soviets, he hated communists, and he was going to stick it to them. 2 months go by, and everybody's gathered together in Poland for this big moment. They have an unveiling of the work of art, and they do it, and everybody's aghast because this isn't a picture of Lenin. There's a picture of the Kremlin skyline for sure, but no Lenin. There's a bearded man, but no Lenin. There's a woman, a naked woman, and they're locked in a naked embrace, having sex, but no Lenin. Finally, the communist leader calls out, "We commissioned you to do this work called Lenin in Poland. Who is this bearded man?" "That's Trotsky." Trotsky was Lenin's nemesis. Everybody gasps even more. Well, who's this naked woman?" "Oh, that naked woman? That's Lenin's wife." Even more gasps. "Well, where the hell is Lenin?" To which the little old Jewish man says, "Oh, that's easy. Lenin's in Poland." This is power, right? I share this with you because Jews have been using the power of humor for hundreds, thousands of years. Why? Because Viktor Frankl said, humor is a weapon of the soul in the fight for self-preservation, right? Humor is a weapon of the soul. I want you just to sit with that for a second. I use humor in my own life a lot. I use it in guiding clients, showing how we can take back our power from a collective group that maybe has tried to strip us of power, oppressed us, from an organization or a group of people, from something we're battling. I guide people through what I call life's dark Ds: divorce, depression, disease, despair, lots of things that don't start with D. These things take your power if you let them. And in many ways, you have no choice. It will take, if you're battling cancer, it'll take your physical power for sure. As Frankl taught, however, you always have power over one thing. You don't have power over your circumstances, but you always have power. As he says, everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given circumstance, to choose your own way. You have the power to choose your attitude. You have the power to choose your way. That's why there have been so many Jewish comedians bringing comedy into this country. Two groups disproportionately represented in the past, but also in the present in comedy in America: Jews and blacks. Why? Because they both know persecution. They both know victimization. We are all victimized. These two groups have been victimized disproportionately. And when you're victimized, you either laugh or you cry. And there were many tears that were shed, but both groups also developed humor as a weapon of the soul. Because when you're victimized by your cancer, by your divorce, by any type of betrayal, by a group, you feel powerless. You feel hopeless. One of the ways you can take back your power is by joking, telling jokes, getting back to humor. One of the things I do with clients is it's called, well, it doesn't matter what it's called. It's bringing humor into the conversation. Frankl calls it paradoxical intention. Maddening how unmarketable that term is. But it's simply infusing humor into that situation. So if you're afraid of something, right, changing the name of it to something silly. I was working with somebody a while back who was battling an eating disorder. And so we just named this eating disorder. We gave it a name, and it was a ridiculous name. And it just sort of took some of the power out of it. Or I was working with a woman a long time ago who was afraid of sleeping at night. And so she would start karate chopping her bed and making ridiculous, like, Bruce Lee type gestures as her way to take back her power. Humor is a weapon of the soul. Right now, we live in a world that is very humorless. There are certain areas and things you're not allowed to joke about anymore. That's a major mistake. When we give away our humor and are not allowed to make jokes, of course, I'm not talking about disparaging and derogatory jokes, but there's a way to walk that edge, like there has been always with comedians, to diffuse the situation with power, with humor, to take back that power from whatever that thing is, whoever that people are, whatever you're going through. Humor is a weapon of the soul. So that's a tool I offer you from the tool chest of Viktor Frankl, from the work that I'm doing with individual clients. If you want more, I have now dozens and dozens and dozens of tools that I have made, created, and I offer my clients. So jump over to defiantspirit.org, where I'd be happy to connect you, get you into those tools, and so much more. Until then, defy your number, live your spirit, and I'll see you in the next video.